For centuries, faith has endured where empires have fallen. But what happens when the state decides that belief itself is a threat? In the heart of modern China, a silent war is being waged, not with guns or armies, but with surveillance, censorship, and fear. Why are mosques disappearing overnight? What happened to underground churches that once thrived in secret? And how did an ancient culture of spirituality become a battleground for absolute control? This is the story of how a government set out to reshape the soul of a nation by dismantling faith, rewriting history, and punishing devotion. A tale of resistance, repression, and the price of belief. You're watching how China erased religion, and what you're about to see may never be shown inside China. In the vast landscapes of China, from the icy steppes of Tibet to the bustling streets of Beijing, temples once echoed with chants, churches with hymns, mosques with the call to prayer. But now, many of these sacred spaces stand empty or are gone altogether. This is not just a story of politics or policy, it's a story of spiritual erasure. The Chinese Communist Party has long viewed religion as a potential threat to its absolute authority. During the Cultural Revolution of the 1960s and 70s, temples were destroyed, scriptures burned, monks and clergy publicly humiliated. Religion was labeled a poison, something feudal and backwards. The party sought to replace faith in God with faith in the state. Though some tolerance returned in the 1980s, it came with conditions. Every church, mosque or temple had to register, and every sermon could be monitored. In recent years, China's campaign has intensified, not with fire or bombs, but with bureaucracy, AI surveillance, and, well, silence. Churches that refused to join the state-sanctioned church were raided. Mosques with Arabic signs were sinicized, stripped of identity to reflect party ideology. Bible verses were replaced with Xi Jinping quotes. Erase religious influence before it influences the people. But no community has faced the force of this erasure more brutally than the Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang. Since 2017, over 1 million Uyghurs have been detained in so-called re-education camps, officially therefore vocational training. But escapees speak of forced indoctrination, beatings, and a systematic effort to erase Islam from the headscarf to the heart. They forced us to eat pork, drink alcohol. They said there is no Allah, only Shi. While some religious groups have been forced underground, others, like Falun Gong, have been banned outright, labeled a cult, and hunted relentlessly. Tibetans, too, are monitored heavily. Monasteries are patrolled, pictures of the Dalai Lama banned. Even funeral rituals sacred for centuries are being replaced by state-mandated practices. The tools of modern China, data, surveillance, and propaganda, have become the tools of spiritual control. So the question remains, can faith survive in a system that seeks to replace it with loyalty to the party? This is not just about China. It's about what happens when any government decides it has the power to dictate belief, to rewrite history, and silence the sacred. This is the war for the soul of a nation. This is how China erased religion. Wherever they burn books, they will also, in the end, burn human beings. Heinrich Heine.